Alright, welcome back to HAZCAR. It is time. We run the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. Starting on the pole today, it's Ross Chastain in the Trackhouse #1, two-time winner this season. Hasn't really won on pace. Hopefully he can bring it home today. He was so close last week in Richmond. Maybe he can get it done this time. On the outside of him, of course, it is Kyle Larson. Very fast in qualifying. Not quite on the pace of the #1, however. I think they've just been slowly stacking it up to today. So that's your front row. Behind them is Joey Logano and Bubba Wallace, 22-23, Penske, and 23-11. Row 3 is Kyle Busch, higher than typical, and Martin Truex Jr. Then behind them, it's Bell and Chase Elliott. And then to round out the top 10, it is Chris Buescher, Joe Gibbs 500 winner, and Brad Keselowski, his car owner. Look at this. Model Cap qualifies in an even numbered position. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. He qualifies 14th place. He qualifies in a very good spot. Better than he qualified in Richmond, and certainly better than he qualified yesterday in the COT Series for Gulf Coast Racing. Looking back, Corey Heim and AJ Allmendinger line up side by side. The 16 has a knack for flipping. Let's see if maybe he can avoid it this time. Looking back, the only missed qualifier is Kaz Gralla. He will not be starting the race today. Riley Herbst Harrison Burton just edged him out. In qualifying, Jimmy Johnson is starting pretty high up, considering his previous starting locations. He's usually starting back here with the other guys like Kaz Gralla and Riley Herbst and Daniel Hemrick, among others. You know, with the Rick Wares and the colleagues and the Legacy Motor Club one-offs. So that is your starting grid for today. We look, Tyler Reddick lines up beside William Byron. He has been fast, but he's not been the fastest. He's been best at the super speedways, which is interesting. Usually he's good at these kinds of places. Alex Bowman, two-time winner this season. Or is he three-time winner this season? I actually don't remember. I think it's two-time. Yeah, two-time winner this season. He won Atlanta way back in the spring. And he also won Martinsville just a couple weeks ago. Interesting, though, Carl Edwards in the lower series. He dominated Richmond. He dominated this race yesterday, which means he's 4 wins on the year. I think it's unbelievable. Led a bunch of laps. Good performance from Carl Edwards. Someone we don't speak about often, Austin Dillon, the #3 car. Austin Dillon. He's in Dale Earnhardt's famed #3. Dale Earnhardt has all-star race wins at this track. He has Coca-Cola 600 wins. He did the pass in the grass. Can Austin Dillon, by some fluke chance, somehow maybe bring it to a win today? If all 20 guys in front of him wreck, maybe. But we'll just have to see. But I think I'm rooting for Ross Chastain today. I am definitely rooting for the #1 car. I want to see him score a win off of pace, because right now his wins, they've all come from either a really just weird race or plain luck. So, off of pit road we go. Stages today, end of lap 40, end of lap 80, end of lap 120, and end of lap 160. It's a 4-stage race today with extra points. So if you win this race, that's 55 points, rather than just the regular 40. So, a lot of points on the table today, a very important race today. After today, the only extra points races left on the schedule will be the Canada 500, the Cinderblock Yard 400, and the Pepsi 400. We have okay, I don't know what my computer's doing, but regardless, I think we're about to go green, and here we go. It's the Coca-Cola 600 underway in Charlotte. Good start for Ross Chastain. Oh my God, my words. Good start for Ross Chastain. Kyle Larson still holding on to the outside. Joey Logano just behind. Off the line, a good start for the number 1. Logano gonna look to the bottom to try to pass, but Chastain, good run on the back straightaway, but it's not gonna be enough. Logano on the bottom. They're 3 wide behind them. Bell, Busch, and Bubba. They're 4 wide almost. Cap in the middle of the sandwich between Corey Heim and Brad Keselowski, as well as Ryan Blaney. Amazing stuff here to start out the race. Good start for Joey Logano. Wonderful beginning to the race. Look at his 3 wide behind. Buescher in the middle. And Busch on top. Kyle Busch and Chris Buescher. Now Busch on top. Cap on the bottom behind Corey Heim. The 3 wide. Now Ryan Blaney in the middle of that. Unbelievable 3 wide here for laps and laps and laps here in Charlotte. Some good stuff here. Cap now breaking in to the top 10. Past Ryan Blaney. He looks to break into the top 10. As he now sits in 10th place. Ross Chastain, Larson, and Bell 3 wide for 2nd place. Bell on the bottom. He's going to get the most out of it. He's going to get the advantage out of it. They're still looking to go 3 wide. Chastain lost a lot on the start of this race, but maybe he can gain it back later. He might be playing it safe. Logano with a huge lead on Bell. Who's looking to catch him and pass for the lead. Think he might be putting up a threat to the 22. Now though, 3 wide, still even further back. That's AJ Allmendinger on the apron, pushes Bubba Wallace wide. Gibbs in the middle. That could have been bad. They kept it green, they kept it clean. That was almost very bad, even further back. Bubba on the top, he's going to have to keep it clean. But Carson Hocevar at the very back of this field. Now here's Christopher Bell going for an overtake on Joey Logano while Larson overtakes his teammate and Chase Elliott. They're side by side in turn 2. Logano holding on to it. He keeps his foot in it. Not letting go of the lead just yet. He wants to fight Bell, but he has to slow down in turn 3. It's low grip. And he falls back to 4th place. He's going to fall back behind Kyle Larson, maybe. No, he settles down in 3rd place. Chase Elliott now to the bottom. Chase Elliott looking to pass. Here's Ross Chastain. Corey Heim up in the mix in 8th place here. He's got Tyler Reddick and Martin Truex in front of him. Here's Chase Elliott on the bottom, past Christopher Bell. Now Logano on the bottom of Bell, as he's going to go for a pass. Come to turn 1. And here they go. They're going to go 3 wide. Larson on the bottom. Bold move. And Larson is going to say, thank you very much, Logano. You're in the bin. Get back. And now Logano falls way back through the field as Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson get past, along with Corey Heim on the bottom there. He's looking to get by. Maybe even Ross Chastain. If they can just give it enough juice in the corner, they could get by. Here's Ross Chastain on the bottom of Corey Heim. Elliott now looking to drive away from the rest of the field as they continue the battle. But he wants to win the race, or at least win the stage. Now they're 3 wide, and Truex way on the bottom. A bold move by the 19. And so now, Model Cap advances. He's going to look to pass Ross Chastain. As Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick look to pass Christopher Bell, along with Joey Logano. Joey Logano looking to pass as well. But it's going to be Larson who gets by the 20, who's not letting go of his position. As the tires wear down, the groove is going to shift up in terms of how well can you defend your position. You're going to be able to hold it better on the top, as we can see. Bell is taking big advantage of now Heim on the bottom of Cap. The number 80 for Gulf Coast Racing. He's performing well, but it's not exactly what he needs. If they want to run the full season, sure, a good performance in every race could guarantee them, but one bad performance could spell doom for the number 80 team. A win in a crown jewel event could be the curator for a brand new team in HAZCAR. Here's Reddick getting past Larson. They're still side by side. We're seeing some consistent side by side racing here in Charlotte tonight. As Truex on the bottom of Larson, looking to pass the number 5. It's very tough. It's very tight. It's hard to pass. As he looks to get by. Not quite. Larson holds on to it. As now on the back straightaway into turn 3. Look at Tyler Reddick. He's all the way up on the rear bumper of Chase Elliott. Looking to pass very soon. Chastain, Heim, still consistently, we have a consistent top 10 set of drivers. Although one of our top 10 guys, William Byron, has sifted back to the field. And now Michael McDowell sits in 10th place. As we look, Reddick was about to pass, but then he fell back. So, here's Truex with some good speed. A wonderful start to this race in this stage. And if all 4 stages are going to be like this, then I think we're going to be treated with an absolute thrill of a finish. And an overall race today, they don't seem to be wrecking quite as much as they were yesterday in the Car of Tomorrow series. In fact, they're racing rather clean. They know Crown Jewel is at stake. They know what is available here. They know the points that they could potentially earn. They want to race cleanly, they want to race safely, but I think that's slowing Tyler Reddick down, as we can see with Truex catching. As now finally William Byron breaks back into the top 10, Cap's slipping out. He gets passed by 3 cars in one move. As here's Corey Heim looking to pass his teammate in Christopher Bell. Down the inside into turn 3. Bell slows down, losing grip. Tires are heating up immensely as these guys are pushing 200 miles per hour at this racetrack. Look at this, into the turn, 198 miles per hour for the number 45. As things finally start to cool down, 17 laps later, here's Truex to pass Tyler Reddick for second place and hopefully challenge Chase Elliott's lead. Take home a stage win here for 15 points rather than the usual 10. If I look over the stage points, if I'm not mistaken, stage points go as follows from P1 to P10. 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the race points earned are only changed for the top 16. You get P1, 55, then P2, 50, then 48, 46, 44, 42, 40, 38, 36, 34, 32, 30, 28, 24, 28, 26, 24, and 22. And then P17 gets 21 points like usual. Or it gets 20 points like usual, and then it just goes down by 1 from there. So it balances out. And of course, you don't get finale points from this race, as that is the playoff points system, but you don't get finale points. You don't get the bonus points. That's only gonna apply in the playoffs. So yeah, Chase Elliott still a strong lead on the number 19, who seems to be struggling to catch. As we see, the field is mostly stagnated. Here, Bubba Wallace on the outside of Chris Buescher. He's fallen back from his front, or from his second row start. He's fallen way back. Same goes for Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson. I mean, all those front row guys, they've fallen back, and now Chase Elliott, who started in the third row, is in the lead with Truex, who was by his side. If I'm not mistaken, I could be misremembering it. But. Here's Ross Chastain. Past Joey Logano. Let's keep an eye on the number 1 car because he's showing some strong late stage pace as the tires wear down. There's William Byron on the inside of Corey Heim. He's looking to pass the 11. The 11, though, not giving up quite yet. He's holding hard on the outside of the 24. He's holding on to it as best he can, but I'm going to slip in behind Byron. There's Reddick passing Truex for second place. He decided, you know what, True? I know you're my current team owner, but you've been slowing me down. I think I can catch the 9. Let me get past you. I've been trying to help you out, but you just don't have the pace like you should. But Truex says, no thank you, I'm going to go ahead and pass you back. You can't pass me like that. And it's a great pass by Truex, make no mistake. I think he might have gained time while passing. That was an incredible move by the 19. Here's now Heim, Byron, and Chastain on a 3-car tandem. As Heim goes to pass Byron. And Truex now big closing on Chase Elliott. But not quite anymore. I think the strength of the dirty air. Just gonna, as well as these two drivers right here exchanging positions constantly. I think it's gonna result in a stage win for the number 9 of Chase Elliott. Chastain on the outside of Byron now. Yeah, we've got a 3-car Toyota tandem here. 2 Gibbs, 1 2311. As they've now fallen bit mighty behind the number 9. Over a second behind with just 13 to go in stage 1. Let's look at the number 80. Model Cap. He was in the top 10 earlier. Fell back to what is now 13th place. Or I guess 12th. He's right up there. He's looking to get back in the top 10. Bell got by. I think he was just waiting for those two to slow each other down enough to where he could get by. Because now he's looking to make up ground on Chase Elliott. Remember yesterday, Carl Edwards, how much time he gained late in the race. How fast he was flying. We've seen that it's possible to really have a godsend. And just absolutely fly along the racetrack. Look at that. Bell is gaining time. He just gained like 0.2 of a second on Chase Elliott. So I think Bell could be a contender. Take the lead from Chase Elliott. Here's Kyle Larson passing Tyler Reddick with Martin Truex. Truex maybe not quite enough juice in the gas. He wanted to play it safe. Doesn't want to wreck the 45. That is technically his car now. That's technically his driver. Look at this. Bell gaining 1/10 of a second per lap now. He's getting consistent. And with 10 laps to go in stage 1, we are he may actually be able to catch the 9 just in time to take the stage win if he can remain consistent. Look at that. 0.2 down. Chase Elliott is 0.2 slower that lap than Bell. I think Bell was really just waiting to get by the 19 and the 45. Where did the 19 even go? Green flag stops at the end of the stage. The 19 heads down pit road. Of course, as the tires begin to wear down, we're going to see green flag stops. This is going to play an interesting role in how the stage finishes. That's Bell, Elliott, Larson, most of the leaders down pit road. Maybe staying out could be your best bet as Reddick stays out. Reddick stays out. Most cars come down as Truex is off of pit road first. Unbelievable. It was not planned. And so now, I think here are the rest of their green flag stops. Very dense pit stalls. There's going to be some trouble on pit road with this many cars pitting at once under the green flag. Here they go by, though. There's Martin Truex to drive right by everyone else. Chase Elliott comes off of pit road. Truex gets by. Chase Elliott finds out a later stop may not be it. As a caution is flying, stage 1 is complete, but who for? Where did the caution come out? As Truex gets to the line. Where's the pace car? Very confusing stage process. Something's wrong here. Okay. So what caused the caution? When did the pace car initially come out? So something right there caused the caution. Who brought out the yellow flag? Oh, I see him. Larson. Larson brings out the yellow flag. As he, very oddly, just kind of stops out in the middle of the grass. That brings out the yellow flag. Oh. He hit Ross Chastain coming out of his pit box. And then he got hit by Joey Logano. Which really set him back. And, I think he might have had a big mechanical problem because he just ended up in the grass. That brings out the caution. As the leader is Ryan Blaney. Or no, William Byron. No. Whoa, why is everyone a lap down? Did they stay out? I think they may have stayed out. We've got a problem. As we are 1 lap to green. Man, these Cup guys, they can't get around. Oh, no, they can. They just were waiting for Tyler Reddick. Okay. So we're good. And Alfredo's coming down the track. Okay, Bell, go. Bell, go. Bell, just go. Just go. Just go. Just go. Just go. Okay, Alfredo, stay up the track, please. Don't turn down. Oh my God, Gregson, go! Kyle, go. Kyle, go. Kyle, go. Kyle, go. Kyle, go! Okay, whatever. We're lining up double file. It's gonna be just 2 to go in stage one. An unforeseen caution due to a very odd pit cycle. Here comes Ryan Blaney and Tyler Reddick. And with most of the field being lapped down, Ryan Blaney and Tyler Reddick bring us back to the green flag in Charlotte. For 2 laps to go in stage 1. They're the only ones not a lap down, as a matter of fact. So they're the only ones fighting for the stage win. No one else can actually get it. Reddick hard into turn 1 and 2. Ryan Blaney looking to catch, can't quite do it. Maybe not. Blaney needs to pass now. Caution is out and Tyler Reddick wins stage 1. So, Tyler Reddick wins stage 1. So these are your stage 1 standings. Now, somebody tell me why the whole field is a lap down. I see, because when the pace line comes around, they had to wait on pit road before they could exit. So now the whole field shouldn't be a lap down. And the leader should be Chris Buescher. Nope. Why is the entire field a lap down? Oh well. Knew something would go wrong this race. But as we're just coming to the green flag, the only 2 cars on the lead lap, they're gonna come to the green flag, and stage 2 is underway in Charlotte. So it's between Blaney and Reddick unless either of them wrecks. And then it's just a done deal from there. I doubt both of them would crash out of the race. But, man. The whole field a lap down except for these 2. I wonder what their strategists did. Never mind, here they come down pit road. Which means, yeah, Bell is the leader. They have very different strategies, but it could result in them getting the race win. Very different strategies for the 45 and the 12. It could result in a race win, I'm not sure. But currently, Bell in the lead, Reagan and Keselowski, the RFK duo, behind. A very mixed up top 10 here. All the guys that were in the top 10, they're now way back in the field. Where's Chase Elliott? He was leading earlier. Where is he? Huh. 9, 34, and 54 are all retired. There's now only the 62 and the 5 are a lap down. The standings have been fixed. Due to odd strategy calls by certain crew chiefs, the entire field ended up a lap down. But if that's the power of strategy in this race, who knows what the outcome's going to be. As all the front runners look to make their way through the field back to the front. Oh no. Austin Cindric and Austin Dillon, the Austins of the field, nearly brought out a caution there. Cindric nearly turned Dillon. Bell with a monstrous lead on Brad Keselowski, as there are not very many front of the field cars. And look at that, we're 4 wide! 4 wide on the back straightaway, but they keep it clean. They somehow managed to avoid a wreck while going 4 wide at Charlotte. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But Bell still with a big lead on Keselowski. Here's Logano on the inside of Reagan. But I don't think Keselowski can catch him. I just don't think he can do it. His RFK Ford is just not quite up to speed with the Joe Gibbs Toyota that he's trying to catch. There's Chase Briscoe in the top 3. He has had unbelievable. He has a crown jewel win under his belt. He won the Diet Coke 500 after an interesting lap traffic incident at the end of that race. Now, if we can make it to the end of this stage without incident, like we saw before, then I don't know, I just don't think he's going to do it. Excuse me. Keselowski gaining and losing time. There, he was 0.2 faster. But, I think maybe the dirty air from Reddick might be giving Bell a disadvantage, while Keselowski uses that to his advantage. Keselowski's gaining mega time on the number 20 right now. Keselowski gained there by just a little bit. Looking back to the field, I think we've mostly settled down. I think the beginning of that race was just very chaotic, but I think we've settled down. Look at this. William Byron looking to pass Brad Keselowski. He could pose a threat to Christopher Bell. As we are 15 to go in stage 2. No, sorry, 25 to go in stage 2. Briscoe. Very bold move by the 14. Almost turned, almost could have hooked him. Mega gains for the 24. I think these two are going to be jockeying up front for quite a while. Maybe even to the end of the stage. Unless a caution comes out. But most may try to stretch it. As now Byron, much faster than the number 20. He got by almost immediately. 20 slowing big time on those older tires. Now Byron to the lead. And he's probably going to take it to the end of the stage if there's no cautions. Truex way down on the apron. Trying to get some extra rotation out of the car. Look at that, they've got a 4-car tandem going. All from different teams, too. It's 2 Ford teams, a Chevy team, and a Toyota team. 4 different teams. There's Bowman on the back of Bell. Bowman trailing behind Bell. Looking to maybe pass and challenge Byron for the lead. Keselowski up in 4th. Briscoe in 5th. Ross Chastain back in the top 10. Noah Gragson in the top 10. He's putting up a good race right now. But, look at where Truex ended up. Look at where Bubba ended up. Mind you, Bubba was on the 2nd row at the start of this race. Look at where Ryan Blaney and Tyler Reddick ended up. Turns out their strategies that gave Reddick a stage win ended up putting them all the way at the back of the pack now. As, yes, they put the entire field lap down under caution. And it gave them a stage win. They just maybe overcooked it, to say the least. As they had to pit again at the start of the stage. And that took away all their chances of competing for the rest of the race. Hope those stage points were worth it, Tyler. Look at this. Bowman and Keselowski both passed Christopher Bell. I think Bell is getting slower the older these tires get. I think he's struggling on the old tires. But look at that. Byron has a 2.5-second nearly lead on Keselowski and Bowman. But they're gonna... Ooh, Keselowski very fast on the 48. Are they going to go 3 wide for 2nd here? Yes, they will. No, they won't. Bowman defends both lanes at once. Keselowski falls back behind the 20. Larson and Logano up in the mix here with the 14 and the 99. Suarez passes Chase Briscoe on the bottom. Logano looks to the inside of Kyle Larson. Here's Ross Chastain with Model Cap and Martin Truex. And they are flying past Noah Gragson. Especially the one in the 19. Look how fast they're going. They're already in a position to pass each other. And Truex wants to pass the number 1 car. And I think Byron's just pulling away. I think he's going to take away the stage win, so we don't really got to focus on him. Here's Truex now on the bottom of Chastain. Cap following behind. They're all fighting in the top 10. There's Joey Logano. Truex making big ground. He started the stage in 20th place, something like that. He started way behind. But now he's gaining on all of them. Truex has shown some great speed at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Of course, he led the most laps by any driver in any race ever. You know. And he's looking to maybe have a less dominant but more comeback win. Look at this. He's up into 6th place now. Looking to pass Brad Keselowski or maybe Daniel Suarez on the bottom. Look at that. He follows the number 6 Ford down to the inside groove. But remember, as the tires wear down, the outside groove becomes more defendable. It becomes a more viable option for defense. As Suarez holds on to it on the back straightaway, but it just doesn't work in turn 3 and 4. So now Truex up into 6th. He's going to pass Keselowski on the bottom for 5th. Here's Chastain behind them too with the number 80. Some good stuff going on. Look at how big the lead of the 24 is. I think he's got this stage on lock for sure. What I'm questioning is, will the strategy of the 45 and the 12 pay off in stage 3, and can they send the entire field a lap down yet again and just dominate stage 3? Of course, we are now 10 to go in the stage, and Byron's got it down, man. I don't think Bowman can catch up 3 seconds in 10 laps. Here's Model Cap and Ross Chastain on the inside of Brad Keselowski. Now Truex up into the top 3. Kyle Larson is a lap down, so. Because he brought out the first caution. He's now 2 laps down, actually. And the 62 a lap down. The 12 and the 45 not quite a lap down, but they are at the back of the field. Of course, the 45 with damage. The 12 just followed the 45 strategy. Hoped to use it to win stage 1. Didn't quite pay off for the number 12. As you can see him here on the front stretch. And there's Tyler Reddick. And look at this. William Byron coming down to pit road. Green flag stops at the end of each stage. Always going to cause some commotion, but that puts Alex Bowman in the lead for the stage win. Cap in 3rd. Of course, with everyone else pitting. Bowman on the outside. Larson on the bottom. Larson not giving up that position just yet. He doesn't want to go down a 3rd lap. But with his teammate, his faster teammate on the outside, doesn't quite work. As there we go, Larson and Truex pit. There's Cap pitting. There's Keselowski pitting. Everyone coming down pit road. Where's William Byron, though? William Byron already on his way off of pit road. Beautiful strategy by the 24 team who pitted a lap before everyone else. The question is, will pit road bring out a caution this time around? As Ross Chastain and Chase Briscoe lead the field with Joey Logano in 3rd for the stage, but there we go. And I think Logano's also going to come down pit road. Justin Haley, though. Yeah, Justin Haley in pit road takes William Byron back to the lead with the nearest lead lap car. in Ryan Blaney, if I'm not mistaken. But look at this, many cars going a lap down. Green flag stops are really hard on these drivers. You have to choose. Do you want to stretch it out all the way to the end of the stage, or do you want to have a later race payoff? And so now, Ryan Blaney to the lead, where William Byron is... Where's William Byron? William Byron lost position from pitting early. Unless all those guys ahead of him are going to come down pit road soon. I mean, there's Ryan Blaney, but Chastain already pitted. Where's Ross? Where is Ross? There is Ross. Look at the 6. They're way faster. They haven't pitted yet. Oh! Busch nearly turned the 99. So Ryan Blaney not to the lead. Not quite. But, I think William Byron. Yeah, okay. So it is William Byron. I was just heavily mistaken. It was just heavily confusing me. William Byron leads the field big time by 6 seconds over Christopher Bell. Green flag stops are an interesting thing. And no, Reddick and Blaney did not use their strategy magic to put the whole field a lap down again. 2 to go in stage 1. These tires wear down just a bit too quickly for the driver's liking. Here's the number 80 in 5th place. He's doing really good. And so here's William Byron. 1 to go in stage 1. And I think he's got it made. Unless he somehow crashes. I think it's William Byron. Yeah. William Byron wins stage 2 in Charlotte. Domination has been a recurring theme at Charlotte. Carl Edwards yesterday won by several seconds. It wasn't even close. But here's the thing. Now, with the yellow flag out and the field getting rebunched, what are we going to see on the restart? Of course, the lapped cars. This isn't a short track. The lapped cars do get sent to the back. So all your Alex Bowmans and Tyler Reddicks and Anthony Alfredos and Kyle Larsons, they're all going to the back of the field. Ryan Blaney has miraculously, although he's in last place, he's managed to remain on the lead lap. Wherever the number 12 is, there he is. He's managed to remain on the lead lap. There's Byron. Very tight pit boxes. The pit boxes are very short for these cars. It's a difficult thing to get out of your pit box. Here's AJ Allmendinger with a slower stop than he'd like. Very slow stop. And he's finally out of his pit box. We'll see some drivers only take 2 tires like Joey Logano, with others taking all 4 like Bubba Wallace. Strategy is going to play a major role here in Charlotte. Tyler Reddick and Alex Bowman, they look like they're at the front of the field. They're not at the front of the field. They're at the back of the field because they're a lap down because they weren't a lap as quick as the rest of the field because they're a lap down. Ross Chastain, a very good stop on pit road. That puts him in 2nd place. Noah Gragson, a very quick stop. Stuart Haas These two in particular, they're having a bit of a master class today. Here's Carson Hocevar way up in the field. Came out of nowhere. He was running the last place at the start of this race. So, good stuff for Carson Hocevar. Cap kind of fell back on pit road. Came onto pit road in 4th place. Not quite the best pit crew. But it's a small team. It's to be expected. Right, so that's a lapped car, that's a lapped car. Who else is a lapped car? Is Chastain is not... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I wasn't miscounting. So the 5 is a lap down, the 45 is a lap down, and the 48 is a lap down. The only other car lap down that's still in the race is 62, but he's at the back of the field. He only needs to be passed by Jimmy Johnson. Kyle Larson starts at the very back of the line. And I'll stop doing a Donald Trump impression because that's political. Oh wait, let me check my Instagram, see if the... Oh, man. The Huz didn't respond. Guys, I think I fumbled. She was a senior anyway. I mean, what? And so as we come around to the line, your two guys, Tyler Reddick and Alex Bowman, are going to slow down, let all the lead lap cars by on the inside. Same goes with Kyle Larson. So long as they don't slip down the turn, like slip down the track in the turn, I think we should be fine. Because that's been the main reason why lapped traffic has been so difficult with us at these tracks. Because they suffer in the turns a lot. Like, look at this. They slip down the turn, and then it confuses the drivers in where to go. Especially since, like, Alfredo's having them go around. But the other guys, they're having them go through. It's a very confusing thing. And so if need be, they'll just start where they're at. It's not that hard to get through a couple lapped cars, but I think we're actually going to do it successfully. For the most part. And so at the front of the field, to start stage 3, it's Ross Chastain, who I was rooting for at the start of this race, and William Byron, currently with the most laps led. And so, the number 1 for Trackhouse Racing and the 24 for Hendrick Motorsports. They're going to bring us back to the green flag. Stage 3 is underway in Charlotte. Good start for Ross Chastain. Look at that. Ross into turn 1. Very quick. Immediately passes William Byron. We're going to see a lot of action on this restart. It's not a boff restart. There's no slow cars up in the mix, except for if you consider like maybe Chase Briscoe and Carson Hocevar slow cars. But we've got an actual fight for the lead going now between Ross Chastain and William Byron. They're going to jockey it back and forth for a lot of laps here in stage 2. It's all going to come down to who can do the best on old tires and whose strategy is better. Is an early pit stop better? Do you want to undercut? Do you want to overcut? That will be the determining factor in who takes the stage and eventually the race win. This is a fuel mileage race. This is a tire wear race. There we go. William Byron and Christopher Bell get past Ross Chastain, to my dismay. And Martin Truex almost goes 3 wide with Chase Briscoe and Noah Gragson. He gets stuck on the top. There's Austin Cindric out of nowhere. Here we go, and we're 3 wide behind almost. Looked like we were going to for a second. Corey Heim has fallen way back. He was fighting for the lead earlier. Now he's at the back of the field. Corey Heim just not consistent. He's got damage though. He's missing his left rear quarter panel. So maybe that's part of it. Here's now Byron. Gets past and doesn't look back. He is absolutely flying. This is just unfair for the other guys. Unless a caution comes out. Which it very well can. But this might be the first race of the season to be run completely green. Aside from stage cautions. Actually, no, we had that one caution on pit road earlier because of Kyle Larson, which put the entire field a lap down. This race has been interesting. So here's the number 1 and the number 20. They're fighting. 20 wants to catch the number 24, but if they keep fighting like this instead of working together, they're not. Neither of them are gonna catch him. Maybe Truex could be the one to do it. Maybe Truex can take home a win this season. That would be a nice thing to see. The 19 in victory lane. Here's now, he's on the inside of the 14 and the 10. He's got the 2 behind him. And now he's going to catch the number 1 car. But now that the 20 doesn't have the one fighting him quite as hard, maybe he can catch up to the 24 throughout the rest of this stage, as we are already just 30 to go. 29 to go in stage 2. And the caution's out. What for? Oh no, Alex Bowman. Something happened here in turn 3. Caution is out. That changes things. It looks like it may have involved the 48 of Alex Bowman. No. When did the caution come out? Maybe it involved these guys, because they were down on the grass. Ah, 41. See, I called it. I told you the caution can come out at any time. What happened? Oh, wow, the 16 was involved in a wreck, and he didn't flip. Brings them up both into the wall. Hard hit for the 41. That will be the 41 out of this race. A hard hit for Ryan Preece. Hopefully he's okay. As we come down pit road, there could be a faster stop than the 24. And look at that, the 20 gets a huge lead on the 24 in terms of stop time. So does the number 1. Byron ends up behind Chastain and Bell once again. Truex up in 4th place. He could be a threat to William Byron. That changes things. We may see a green flag finish with no green flag stops for the end of the stage here. That could change things. Big shakeups under caution here. Joey Logano started this race on the 2nd row on the inside. He was a contender for the win. Now he falls back. He's still up in the top 10. But he's got guys like the 77, the 14 in front of him that he'd have to get by. They're kind of roadblocks for him, if anything. May not be the easiest thing for the 22 to get past slightly slower traffic. It's easier to get past really slow traffic than it is slightly slower traffic, in all honesty. And so we're probably just 2 to green. And so all the lap cars have mostly sifted to the back. So we don't have to worry about the cars, like the entire field going around them anymore. We see they're all towards the back of the field. So there shouldn't be too much trouble with getting them to the actual back of the field where they're supposed to be. And that is right. There we go. With just one lap to go until the green flag. All the lead lap cars make their way around Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, and Anthony Alfredo. So as well as Alex Bowman, but remember, Kyle Larson is 2 laps down. Alfredo needs to get by. So does Tyler Reddick. And there they go. So that is the order for the restart. Even less trouble than before. We're going to see the stage begin with 25 to go. That should be a fully green flag run with no pit stops, no nothing, just a straight dash to the finish. 4 contenders, 4 potential championship contenders, all up in the mix. Of course, one bad moment for William Byron could spell doom and hand the win to either the 20 or the 1 or even the 19. Whoever else may end up in the front. Kyle Busch in the top 10. Don't see that every day. Ricky Stenhouse. That's how you know this is going to be a good end to the stage. Or I guess good stint of the stage. Chastain and Bell into the restart zone and back to the green flag will take us back into stage 3. And a good start for Chastain. Truex around his teammate. Looking to get past the number 20. Of course, you're at Charlotte. There's extra points on the table. Not only because there's 4 stages instead of 3. Oh my god, and Byron pushes him way up high. As the 2 goes on the inside. A dirty move by William Byron. But he gets his payback almost immediately as he ends up behind Austin Cindric. That's going to be a roadblock for him as Ross Chastain leads. Byron now on the bottom of the number 2. Truex lost a huge amount of time from that move. Bad sportsmanship from Byron. Not something you'd usually see out of him. That's not typical for the 24. Maybe for the number 5 or 48, but definitely not the 24. I think him and Elliott are the cleaner Kendrick drivers. But I think now that William Byron has gotten past Bell and Truex, man, Bell's really just holding the 19 up. If Truex could get past Bell, there we go, then he can try to catch William Byron. They're 3 wide! And Truex is going to get the advantage. Look at this. Caution is out once again. Corey LaJoie spins at the exit of turn 4 along with Anthony Alfredo, which will bring out the 6th caution of the night, including stage cautions, of course, because we're not that terrible. But it looks like... Where's Corey LaJoie? Where is LaJoie? There he is. Makes contact with Kyle Larson. Spins up into the wall. Man, turn 4 has been very eventful today. Gets hit by Anthony Alfredo. Nobody else gets involved, thankfully. That's going to see Anthony Alfredo out. Corey LaJoie relegated further back than he was before. And so on pit road, the way things have been going previously, wouldn't be shocked to see that Ross Chastain ends up out of pit road first. And Byron loses positions. Maybe even Keselowski can come out ahead. But now we're for sure not going to see any green flag stops as Joey Logano comes into his pit stop. There's Ross Chastain out of his pit box very quickly. Followed by not followed by Kyle Larson, but followed by Ricky Stenhouse and Josh Berry. Then it's Truex, Bell, Byron, Gregson, Herbst, Busch, Dillon, Cindric, Hemrick, Keselowski, Briscoe, Cap, Hocevar, etc., etc. We'll see what happens, but that's some shakeups for, especially for the 24, who was dominating earlier. You know, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars to get through, some of which may not be the easiest. Especially the 19. I think he's gonna get through the 4 and the 47. He's gonna fight Chastain for the lead, maybe even take it for good for the rest of the stage. We can see there's potential for some good stuff here in Charlotte as we whittle down closer to the end of the race, or even just the end of the stage. More cautions are coming out. People are making more desperate moves to try to get as many points as possible. With all these extra points on the table, you want to be in the top 16 in this race the whole time, because that gives you just a slight advantage. If you're Carson Hocevar right now, if you were to finish in that place, if you were to finish the race in 16th in any other race, you'd get 21 points, but in this race you get 22. The biggest difference is between the winner, which is why dominance is being so prevalent. Normally you get 40 points. This time around you get 55 for a race win. The only extra points race that does not apply is Joe Gibbs, who simply had double stage points handed out for stage 1. It was a 2-stage race. So stage 1, it was handed out 20 points, and then 18, 16, etc., etc. There was not a single odd number point amount given to any driver. But the end race result was still the same. Still 40, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31. Anyway, enough talk about points. More talk about the race itself. As we split off double file into turn 4 here, Ross Chastain on the inside of Ricky Stenhouse, the 47. They're going to come onto the front straightaway, into the restart zone. And we're going to get the rest of stage 3 underway, hopefully for the final time. As Corey Himes at the very back of the field. The 11, very slow. He's seen mechanical problem. He was faster earlier. Look at this. Good start for Ross Chastain, but equally as good start for Ricky Stenhouse, I would say, as they held side by side for quite a bit. And we got to watch the middle of the field. We're 4 wide. Unbelievable. We're 4 wide as cars are coming down pit road. And an unbelievably big crash on the front straightaway. Many cars involved. Those who came down pit road may have the advantage here. A very big shakeup here on the restart. As cars were preparing to come down pit road. That brought out the 7th or 8th caution of the night. What happened? Let's go back to see what all that was. We come into turn 3. We see the cars bunch up a lot. Here, we go 4 wide. And it wouldn't be the only place, I would assume. Yeah, the field just bunches up. A lot of cars try to come down pit road at once. 71 hits his teammate, the 77. Reddick gets turned by Bowman. Johnson around. Only 2 cars managed their way to actually get down pit road. And it's William Byron and Ross Chastain. There may be a huge advantage there for the 1 and the 24. Either that, or they just lost the race. It's one or the other. Depending on who comes down pit road. Who knows? Maybe everybody just slowed down because the 1 and the 24 slowed down. That bunched the whole field up. They're running a vastly different strategy. I think Bell is now the favorite to win. Let's advance. As we are Now just one to green. So all the lapped cars are relegated to the back of the field. Can Zane Smith get around a lapped car? Does he know how to do that? Does he know how to drive around another car? Or are we just going to be stupid? And also, what are we doing back here? What are we doing, John Hunter? Regardless, I think once Zane Smith figures out how to drive around a car, so same goes with Daniel Hemrick. Can we drive around a car? Man. What an annoyance. But regardless, the field settles down. John Hunter Nemechek may have a trip down pit road right on the restart, as he's way down the field, way down the track. Very chaotic the further we get into this race. Chaos begins to ensue. Just look at that. Yeah, John Hunter Nemechek is on the bottom. It's going to give Harrison Burton his place, as we are yet another time with Josh Berry and Ricky Stenhouse. Unbelievably confusing front row. But Josh Berry and Ricky Stenhouse will lead the field back to the green flag in the Coca-Cola 600. It's underway. Hopefully the final time in the stage. Don't want to see any more cautions. And already, Bell looking to get by. There's Kyle Busch out of nowhere. I didn't even notice. I did not notice the number 8 car this high up in the field. There's Bell in the bottom, and they're going to go 3 wide for the lead. Hopefully no more out-of-place pit stops to bring out big ones, as we're 4 wide. We are 4 wide. Kosovar may spin here. This is going to be a crash. And another big crash. Ryan Blaney, Carson Hocevar, Brad Keselowski, Blaney up and over on his roof. Ryan Blaney is over side. Unbelievable crash into turn 1. Brings yet another caution out in stage 3. And to the line, it's going to be Christopher Bell to take the lead under caution. Oh my days. What a thriller of a third stage. I mean, stage 1 and 2 are run almost like pretty much completely green if we ignore the caution Larson brought out, because he had a mechanical issue on pit road and kind of ended up in the grass. But look at this. They went 4 wide, and they ended up in the wall, which was to be expected. Chastain barely avoids this. And then the 14 gets hooked onto the 51 and absolutely flings the number 12 up and over Ryan Blaney. And then he gets hit by the 84. He can't even have a clean flip. That is one hell of an accident here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tyler Reddick brought into it as well. He might as well just hang it up at this point. And Ryan Blaney comes to rest on all 4 wheels. Some guys stay out, some guys go down. That could be a gamble for later in the race. Now the strategy really shakes up. It's Bell in the lead. But Bell first off of pit road, but it's Noah Gragson to the lead with Bubba Wallace and William Byron behind. Looks like William Byron's little gamble paid off. But would you look at this? Model Cap up in 5th place. The number 80. Showed some good speed. Qualified well, ran well early, got a little unfortunate with his pit crew and all the cautions that came out early. And so Bell now sits behind Tyler Reddick, whose pit crew is somehow rebuilding that car again and again. Unbelievable work by Tyler Reddick's pit crew. They want him to finish the race not in last place, even though he is a lap down. He can still fight the lap cars. 14 and 12 are out of the race, as you would expect. Of course, the 12 flipped, and 14 just hit the 12 so hard that his engine probably blew. And so a clean way around the lapped cars. Stenhouse went from fighting for the lead to now 15th. Harrison Burton, though, up in the pack, not usual. Next week in Kansas, we may see a bit more interesting things than even here in Charlotte. Charlotte, the drivers like to be consistent, and they like to single file out and just play it safe. Kansas, it's all out. It's an all-out brawl. Granted, there's not that many cautions. I'm not saying it's a wreck fest, but there is definitely some animosity at that racetrack. We will see. Double file into turn 3. As the pace car comes onto pit road for the last time in stage 3. It's going to be 7 to go. When we come to the green flag, Gregson and Wallace lead the field back to the green flag in Charlotte. Here we go. Look at William Byron. Of course, he's up in the mix. And I think he's about to have a dominant stage 2 win. There's Austin Cindric on the bottom of Austin Dillon. They're 3 wide. Gregson actually sneaking away from the pack. And there's Cap on the bottom looking to pass the 24. There's Bell slowly clawing his way back up to the lead. He had it with Kyle Busch. Busch may not make it back up. Bell certainly will. Where's Martin Truex in all this? I think the 19 may have retired. No. The 19 runs 24th place. Very far back for Truex as he's on pit road. Unfortunate day for the 19. Went from competing for a win to now stuck on pit road. There's Cap in second. Unbelievable. Is he challenging William Byron? No way! Unbelievable performance by the number 80. He's challenging the 24. At least he's attempting it. May not last long, but he's running second place in a crown jewel race. The first crown jewel he's even participated in. Unbelievable. The 80 showing some very strong race pace. Look at that. He's gaining on him. He's actually gaining time. And look at this. The 80 is passing the 24 for the lead. The 80's on the bottom. I'm speechless. This is a startup team. They joined the series last week. They have low funding. They've one main sponsor. What kind of driver is behind this wheel? And specifically the wheel of the Cup car. I mean, their performance yesterday in the Cup series was just... It was painfully underperforming. I don't believe it. He may win the stage here as it is 1 to go in stage 1 at the line. 1 to go in stage 1 in stage 3. I don't believe my eyes. I really don't believe my eyes. As the caution is waving for the end of the stage, Byron can't keep up. I don't believe what I'm seeing. At the end of stage 3, Model Cap is going to take it to the line and he's going to win it. At the line! Oh my god! Stage 3 to Model Cap by 5/100ths of a second. Let's listen into his radio, see what he has to say about that.
What?
He sounds very happy
Hell yeah, man!
to win the
Hell
stage
yeah!
for his team. That is going to be very good points for him, and that is going to increase his prize winnings. It is going to increase the prize pool a lot as he looks to go past William Byron, but regardless, he's looking down pit road. So is everyone else, though. Good stuff from the number 80. Unbelievable last lap moment. That's a highlight. Let's see how they do on pit road, though. He brought it all the way to the front, but unfortunately his pit crew hasn't been doing good all night. Maybe that's some motivation for them. Maybe winning the stage, that's some motivation. Just screenshot the stage standings. I don't remember if I screenshotted stage 2. We'll have to check after the race. Hopefully I actually saved the replay this time. And Cap out of his pit stall. And he's just... This is going to be close off of pit road. And I think Byron's going to get it off of pit road. But still an incredible clutch up by his pit crew and by the driver for the end of stage 3. Good stuff. Byron lines up behind Truex. Currently sits, let's see, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Byron lines up 14th, I believe. Can't count right, but I also don't remember which cars are lapped or not. As all those lapped cars come down pit road. But all our lead lap cars who stayed out, they're staying out definitively for stage 4. Here we are as we're 1 to green. Hopefully there was no issue with the lapped cars at the back. There was in fact not. And so, number 80 is, let me see if I lined it up correctly. No, 12th place. Where'd Truex go? Oh, Truex probably went down pit road, didn't he? Oh no, he's a lap down. Wait, Truex is a lap down? Okay. As we line out double file, the number 80 lines up 13th for the end of the race for stage 4. But how the cautions have been going thus far, who knows who's going to win this race. As Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell with Harrison Burton and Josh Berry behind them, they're coming on the front stretch and into the restart zone. It is stage 4 underway in Charlotte. Excuse me for my words. They like stopped working for half a moment because I was trying to figure out my keyboard commands. That's all just kind of embarrassing. Bell, a slow start. He's gonna get passed by Josh Berry on the inside. Berry, the Stewart Haas number 4. A win would do them wonders as they sit towards the bottom of the point standings. There's Ross Chastain. Out of nowhere, the number 1 car is making a huge comeback. Unbelievable. The number 1 up to second place. There's the number 80 up to 8. Oh my god, he's actually flying. He is flying. He's not letting his team down tonight. They're crazy motivated now. They're pumped up. They want a stage. They know they have what it takes to win the race as long as the cautions play out in their favor. As long as everything goes just right, they could be the winners of the race tonight. There's Corey Heim back up in the top 15. On the inside of William Byron, there's Ross Chastain looking to pass Kyle Busch. Here we go, 3 wide with Gregson on the bottom. Chastain, he's going to pass Kyle Busch on the front straightaway. And into turn 1. Cap now up to 4th place. We knew he's a storyline for the season, but we didn't think it'd be this big. You never see a team come in and just absolutely soar on the racetrack. Now Gregson looking to pass Kyle Busch, but Cap passing Gregson. As they're 3 wide behind them, Logano, Bubba, and Chastain. But it's the number 80 who came in unknown, but everyone knows him now, as he's looking to pass Kyle Busch for the lead, and they make contact in a turn 3. An aggressive move by the number 80, an even more aggressive attempt to block by the number 8. He lets off for nobody. And Cap now way out in the lead. We didn't think this would be possible coming into this race. Whoa, the number 4 way up into the wall. Josh Berry, an aggressive 3 wide move. He ends up in the wall. It's really getting tough here towards the end of the race. They're not letting off for anything. They're keeping their foot in it as best as they can. Chastain was fighting Kyle Busch for the lead. Now he's fighting Kyle Busch for 5th. An unbelievable performance by the number 80 crew today. As we're 30 to go in the Coca-Cola 600, we've already elapsed an hour and a half in this race. We may see a 2-hour broadcast tonight, a record for HAZCAR. The longest broadcast of the season so far has been, I think an hour and 40-something minutes at Daytona. This could be longer. However, it's not going to be an easy win for the number 80. There's Joey Logano right up the 80's bumper, looking to pass. He wants a crown jewel win. They have yet to win this season, despite having incredible pace all year long. They have yet to win a race. So now Logano on the bottom of the number 80, with William Byron also behind. Byron by far the most laps led today. But the 80 not going to let go just yet. He's on the bottom of Logano. We have potential to see the most upset win in a crown jewel event, no less, here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Model Cap has been the only one challenging William Byron's speed. Now it's Joey Logano as well. This is some really good racing here for the lead. Further back, Corey Heim and Chris Buescher side by side. Austin Dillon, he's living up to his predecessor's prowess at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And oh no. Oh no, this isn't looking good. The 80's slowing. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with the 24 for much longer. He's trying to use the draft. He's trying to use everything he has to his disposal to try to catch the 24. And he's getting close, make no mistake. In fact, it's the same lap delta, but he may falter here. He won the stage. It was an outstanding performance. But I just don't think William Byron can lose the real-life 600 and this one to an upset winner. I just don't think it's possible. Whoa, Byron way slow in the turn. Byron makes a huge mistake in turn 3. Costs him a lot of time. The 80's right up his bumper. As I have a huge voice crack. I don't think we're going to see any caution for the rest of the race. I highly doubt it. Big mistake for Byron. Meant Model could have passed him. He played his cards right. I think the 80 has the better line through turn 3 for sure. Able to keep it within half a second of the 24. He just needs to put his foot in it. He's a lot slower through turn 1 and 2. Should get down to the power earlier. He's trying to play it safe, but playing it safe isn't going to get you far in this series. I've seen before, nobody's won a race by playing it safe. And here we are 3 wide with John Hunter Nemechek, Ross Chastain, and Austin Dillon. Yeah. I think this is where we might see a caution come out. There's Kyle Larson, the aggressive man. He's brought out, I think, 2 cautions already today. He may bring out a third. 24 slipping away from the 80's grasp. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? We'll have to see. Maybe a caution could change the complexion of this race. If the 80 can have a faster stop than the 24, who knows? Because we still, if there's no cautions, there's still green flag stops. And if the 80 can have the right pit stop with the right lap of which he stops, then he could still win. Same goes for Joey Logano. Any of these 3 are poised to win this race. Even Noah Gragson in the Ranger Boats machine. He's looking to win it. There's Joey Logano getting past the number 80. Podium finish would do good for the number 80 team, but a race win in a crown jewel event could put them on the next level. As they're jockeying for second, Logano and Cap, they are not letting go of each other's throats. They are side by side. Logano still not letting off. He's still holding on to it. On the outside, he's still holding on to that battle. But I think it's going to be over here in turn 1. I think Cap's going to get the advantage out of it. No, he won't. Logano putting up a huge fight against the number 80. But we may see pit stops soon for the 24 and the 80 and the 22 as we see Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell both come off the pit road. Yeah, green flag stops have commenced for some drivers. Maybe they're running different strategies. But for some, the green flag stops have in fact started. Now, you usually want to undercut, and I think if you could pit now, you could probably run it all the way to the end of the race. The question is, though, do you want to have a faster run earlier in the stage or later? I think they're all going to stretch it out as long as possible, maybe even to the end of the race. As William Byron is in the lead, lots of cars coming down pit road. I think it may be time for them to pit soon, or else they're going to lose some major time to some of those other guys. You could see someone like Bell or Busch go to the lead if they stay out much longer. Look at the speed difference. That's a near 10-mile-an-hour difference between Kyle Busch and William Byron. As more and more cars perform pit stops. This is a strategy-based race. There's Martin Truex. Lap down. Could have won the race, but there's now Kyle Busch passing William Byron. He's no longer a lap down. I think Busch could go to the lead here once Byron stops. He's just made up that much time with the fresh tires. Lap traffic, though, is playing a huge role. Look how many cars have pitted. Top 11 cars currently running in the current running still have not pitted. They need to pit soon. Look at the difference. Look at how fast Truex is. Cap and Logano still dogfighting for second place, pretty much. And there's Byron on the outside. He's getting passed by everyone. That's going to cost him a lot of time. As on fresh tires, you run 180 miles per hour in the turns, and on the old tires, you run 160. Like, look at Stenhouse here. He's pushing 170, 180. You're barely pushing 160 on the old tires. And here comes Joey Logano. He planned to pit, but he couldn't slow down in time. He had the cars behind him. This is interesting. I think Byron's going to pit soon. So will Logano and Model Cap. I hope so, at least. I do not want half the field to finish a lap down. Actually, 2/3 of the field to finish at least a lap down. That would be boring, and no one wants that. We want a lot of lead lap cars. We want it to look like there was an actual race here and not a battle between 11 cars. That's for the super speedways. I think stops are soon for sure. As it's 10 to go now at Charlotte. You can still see the tire marks in the turns from all the previous wrecks. It's been a hard race for many drivers. Did Model Cap pit? No! Oh no! Caution! Big crash! Unbelievable! Oh no! Oh! Oh my days, and it just keeps going. An unbelievably unfortunate crash brings the number 80 into the garage. What happened? It looks like... Oh, man. Harrison Burton drove it too hard into the corner. Put him in the wall. That alone wouldn't have been too bad for the number 80, but then Kyle Larson came and slammed into him, then Noah Gragson. And then the number 42 and the 11. He took a hell of a beating. And that will bring a caution out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're not going to see a big upset win. Bell, his car is smoking. And that is the end of the number 80's day. Let's hope he's alright. That did look like a pretty bad crash. But make no mistake, there are still contenders for the win. As we accelerate time just a little bit, the man currently in the lead is still William Byron. And we're seeing a bit of trouble with lapped cars. This is what I was talking about. With this many lapped cars, this is what you're gonna get. Only 2 guys get by. But regardless, they're gonna split off double file. And it's really just a race between Joey Logano and William Byron, who have both shown some incredible speed. As the pace car makes a hard left on a pit road, as the entire field tries to catch up to them, Joey Logano and William Byron are going to come to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air with 5 to go in the Coca-Cola 600. A much smaller, downsized field after that accident. William Byron fighting for a win against Joey Logano. Logano up front. I don't believe it. Logano with a great start against the 24. He's got his teammate Austin Cindric behind him. All of William Byron's teammates are out. It's up to Byron and himself only to go for the win. There's Daniel Suarez in 3rd place. The Trackhouse 99. He's gonna pass. He is gonna pass. He's looking to pass the 24. He's not actually going to make the pass. 4 to go. Right? No, 3 to go in Charlotte. William Byron on the bottom. Logano on the top. Logano holding off. And Joey Logano and William Byron are going to dogfight here with just 2 laps to go at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Here we go. This is looking to be an incredible finish. It's either going to be Byron or a photo finish. One or the other. And that's the only way it can be. Oh, and caution is out. Caution out. Overtime. We're going to see an overtime finish at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Caution is out as Daniel Suarez, the 3rd place car, is in the wall in turn 4. Oh my days. Overtime. Daniel Suarez and Daniel Hemrick, the 2 Daniels, wrecked each other. And that will bring out a caution. It's not over yet. Austin Dillon is in 3rd place. We could see an Austin Dillon Coke 600 win. Whew. Unbelievable. This is some incredible stuff here at Charlotte. Look how many retirements. The entire second half of the field is out. There are 20 cars left in this race, and 11 of them are not even on the lead lap. That's how you know this race has been an absolute insane race, but in the good way, unlike other races we've had in the past. Oh, my tape roll ran out. I'm speechless. Suspense looms in the air. It is, I mean, even through the screen, you can just feel this, like, the tension. Especially between the two main leaders. Yes, Austin Dillon is in third, but if lap traffic passing goes how it did previously, it's not gonna go well. Which means it's gonna be between the 22 and the 24 to win this race. So it should just be one lap to green this time by. The lights in the pace car go off. Austin Dillon passes. Everyone else is struggling to find their way through. There's Corey LaJoy. He gets through. Then Suarez, he gets through. Ross Chastain, Cindric. Oh my god, we're actually going to do this right. Let's freaking go. Now Gregson's going to go around. And all the other guys. And wow, we're all actually in place. We're all actually in position for the restart. Gregson, though, he's going to go down pit road. He's got a problem. Maybe he's got old tires. Maybe his crew chief is saying we don't want to risk it. We want to finish the race. We don't want to bring out another overtime for sure. And so, with just 2 laps to go in overtime, wherever the pace car is, there it is. The pace car is going to make a hard left on a pit road. It's going to be overtime in Charlotte. William Byron and Joey Logano, 2 of the main contenders all night. They've got Ross Chastain behind them. And it's going to be the green flag. 2 to go in Charlotte as cars begin to run out of fuel. Hopefully without caution. That would be a bummer. Ross Chastain gets past Joey Logano. He's now looking to pass William Byron. He's running his bumper and he goes down pit road. He's out of fuel. He's low on fuel. It's Joey Logano's mission. White flag. 1 lap to go. Now no matter what happens, caution or not, it's up to Joey Logano to beat William Byron. William Byron could pit, or he may try to coast to the checkered flag, but No! William Byron for Hendrick Motorsports is going to come to the line, take the checkered flag in the Coca-Cola 600. And an unbelievable turn of events late in the race. William Byron wins the Coca-Cola 600 and gets a crown jewel win under his belt. A good fight from Joey Logano, even better from Ross Chastain, who just couldn't stretch the fuel enough. And as they make it back around, it's William Byron to win the Coke 600. I actually think he's out of fuel right now. Like, he just coasted across the line with no fuel. So, the mission was make it back around. Make it back around. These are your retirements. These are your finishers. An incredible race. Export. Thank you for watching HAZCAR. Next week, or maybe even in a couple days. Whoa, midweek race. We'll see. But regardless, we will see you the next race in Kansas. Tune in. Thank you for watching. Good night.